So I'm just going to try a little bit of the pasta and a little bit of the sauce with the meatball as well. Oh, that is really yummy. The meatball has a lot of texture on the outside, but it's really soft and juicy on the inside, which is exactly what I wanted when I put them in the fridge. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious slow cooker pasta sauce with oven baked meatballs. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really delicious slow cooker pasta sauce and oven baked meatballs. So this recipe is really easy to do, and it is a cold wet day here in the UK, and I really fancy a warming meal for our dinner this evening. So I've decided to make meatballs and sauce. I'm going to be making the sauce in the slow cooker and the meatballs in the oven, as I've just said. So the first thing I've done for this recipe is I've peeled, sliced and diced one whole onion, and I'm just going to pop that into the slow cooker pot, like so. And then I'm going to add to that a courgette that I have peeled and grated. I find if I grate things, they tend to cook a lot quicker and a lot better, even in a slow cooker. And then I have removed the top from a red pepper, and I've just simply sliced and diced the flesh. Yeah, I've tried to do it in very small pieces, but I'm not very good chopper, to be honest. So you get what you give them with the red pepper, but that will cook down in this slow cooker anyway. I know that for a fact. So, and next I'm going to add in a whole tin of tomatoes to this. So I've got one tin of chopped tomatoes. We're going to blend all of this sauce at the end, so you don't have to worry if it's whole tomatoes that you're putting in here or chopped. And then I'm also going to add to that some bone broth. So I've got about 250 mils of bone broth there that I'm just simply going to add to the bottom of the slow cooker pot, and I'm pouring it into this tin can so that I can wash the tin can out and get all the juice from around the sides. And I've just popped that in like so, so that's gone in. And then to that I'm going to add some oregano or oregano, depending on which continent you're standing. And I'm going to have to go and get a spoon, so it won't be a moment. I've grabbed myself a spoon, and I'm now going to add a teaspoon of oregano to the slow cooker pot as well. And then to that I'm going to add some salt and pepper. So salt and pepper to your taste. You don't have to add it if you don't want to, but we do like a little bit of spice in our food, but not too much. So I'm just going to add a bit of salt as well. My husband went to visit his mother recently, and she lives in Dorset, and he brought me back this lovely Dorset sea salt, so I'm going to add that to dinner tonight. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. And now I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to put this on to high for 2 to 3 hours, or if you wanted it to cook slower, you could put it on low for 5 to 6 hours. I'm just going to leave this to cook, and while this is cooking I'm going to go and make the meatballs. Next I'm going to make the meatballs. So for this I have 500 grams of minced beef, or ground beef as they say in America, and then to that I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of almond flour. You don't have to use almond flour, you could use an alternative like ground flaxseed if you want to, or you could use breadcrumbs as well. So, but I have a slight gluten intolerance, so I always like to use almond flour in these sorts of recipes. And then to that I'm also going to add 1 carrot that I've just simply peeled and grated. It's my way of getting extra vegetables into my husband and son without them really knowing. And then to that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dried mixed herbs as well. I'm just going to sprinkle that over. And then I'm going to add salt and pepper. So salt and pepper to your taste, but meat I always find needs to be well seasoned. So I'm going to add quite a lot of pepper here. And then some big chunky bits of sea salt as well. So I'm just going to add those like so. And then I'm going to go and dampen my hands, and once I've dampened my hands I'll come back and make the meatballs. Dampen my hands, and now what I'm going to do is just simply scrunch all of of these ingredients together until they form one big ball. So I'm just going to continue to scrunch these for a second. Like so. I think that's perfect now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop this into 4 parts. And from those 4 parts, I'm going to make meatballs. So I'm just going to grab a piece of the meat mixture and I'm just going to roll it between my hands like so. And I'm going to put that on a plate. So I'll show you again. I just grab a piece of the mixture and I roll it between my hands until it forms a ball. And then I'm just going to pop it on the plate. And you should be able to get about 3 or 4 meatballs from each of the quarters as well. So I'm just going to continue to keep rolling this meat mixture until I've used it all up. As you can see, I have finished making the meatballs and these have made about 16 meatballs. So I'm going to pop these into the fridge for a couple of hours, and towards the end of that time I'm going to preheat my oven and I'm going to pop a baking tray into the oven while it preheats, so that when I take these out of the fridge after a couple of hours and pop them onto the baking tray, hopefully we will get a really nice sort of crispy outside of the meatball and a really juicy inside. So as I said, I'm going to pop these into the fridge, but before I do, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. So yes, as I said, I'm off to pop these into the fridge. The sauce has been cooking for a good 3 hours now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to remove the lid and I'm going to leave this to cool. And while this is cooling, I'm going to go and preheat my oven to about 180 degrees. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to put a baking tray in at the same time. Once it's preheated, I will take the baking tray out and put the meatballs on and start to cook those. But I'm just going to wait for the oven to preheat and leave this to cool. The meatballs are currently cooking in the oven and the pasta sauce has cooled enough so I can blend it. So what I'm going to do is just simply blend it with this stick blender. I've finished blending the sauce and it is smooth, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto the hob and leave it on a low heat to keep it warm. And while this is being kept warm, I'm going to cook the pasta as per the packet instructions. Then once the pasta is cooked, I will add the pasta to the sauce and not the other way round. And then I will wait for the meatballs to cook, add the meatballs, and then I will try it and let you know how it tastes. But this smells really good right now. As I said, I'm going to give this a try now. It smells really good, so I'm sure it's going to taste as good as it smells. Oh, and I've also added some green beans to the sauce, which I've completely forgot to film, but I have added some green beans to the sauce as well. So I'm just going to try a little bit of the pasta and a little bit of the sauce with the meatball as well. Oh, that is really yummy. The meatball has a lot of texture on the outside, but it's really soft and juicy on the inside, which is exactly what I wanted when I put them in the fridge. You can make those the night before as well and store them in the fridge until you want to eat them, or you could even make them and put them in the freezer as well and then just defrost them before you want to eat them. So yes, but that is yummy and I am really looking forward to my dinner this evening. That's how you make this delicious slow cooker pasta sauce and oven baked meatballs, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!